Production.
What is poppin'? Okay, we're breaking down DeFi technologies here from a technical perspective, and I'm going to highlight a few fundamentals as well. But first, I want to direct you guys back to X, which is formerly known as Twitter. And if you go to X and you read this article I just reposted by Eric Jackson, he goes into deep detail on why DeFi technologies is one of the most undervalued stocks out there right now, and that you could be purchasing a potentially $25+ stock currently at $1.90 per share, right? So there's extreme opportunity here, and he breaks down the fundamentals very strategically in this article. Another thing I want to bring to your guys' attention, go to my profile here, NCB Trades, go to my highlights. Back in, I think it was April now, I had a conversation with Russell Starr right here. It was March 26th, sorry. I had a conversation with Russell Starr, who is the head of capital markets of DeFi technologies. And it's crazy to me how much of the things we talked about on why this company is so undervalued come to fruition now, which is so interesting. It's almost like this guy's giving away free alpha that he knows is going to happen, and he's just talking about it to as many people as he can. And I was lucky enough to get an opportunity. So go to those, read up, watch former DeFi videos that I've posted to throw in some technical analysis points there as well as a catalyst, and kind of combine everything and make a decision, or help you kind of understand the opportunity that's in front of us. Okay, so I'm going to get into this. Okay, DeFi has 23 ETPs in Europe. Okay, so they have the potential to expand to the Middle East, Asia, Africa, US, Canada, all these places. As you can see, the US is starting to change up their stance on crypto. So if this company can, get onto the NASDAQ, infiltrate Canadian and American markets, it's only going to increase their AUM, which is asset under management, right? And as of May 31st, their AUM is $620 million USD. Okay, so imagine adding $1 billion from Asia, $1 billion from Middle East, $1 billion from Africa, $1 billion AUM from Canada, $1 billion from America, right? That's right there is $5 or $6 billion in assets under management, right? Again, as of right now, they have $620 million assets under management. It's very interesting to think about what if they expand. It drastically changes this company's potential to generate revenue, right? So from a fundamental perspective, these guys are generating, say they generate 8 to 10% of yield or from staking and management fees on their AUM, right? So if it's $620 million in AUM, that's around $62 million annually. Okay, they also have a trading desk that they just launched called DeFi Alpha. At first, they said that they projected it to be $60 million per year, around $15 million a quarter in revenue, and as of Q2, they've generated $83 million in revenue. So combined, that's around $142 million in revenue, which is around a quarter of their AUM, which is similar to their market cap, right? Their market cap is around $640 million, I believe. This company is making 25% of on the, again, this is projected, but they're projected to make 25% of their market cap every year. And this is assuming that cryptocurrency prices stay the same. So imagine cryptocurrency prices increase, which that's the case here, is that Bitcoin's going to go higher, Ethereum's going to go higher, Solana's going to go higher due to this bull market that we're in. And especially since the Bitcoin halving, all these ETFs getting approved in the US, it's a drastic change in the crypto landscape here. And I think DeFi technologies has a massive opportunity to capitalize here. Okay, so I want to highlight this company to you guys. Okay, they just announced a share buyback program, right? Up to 27 million shares, right? I think that's bullish as fuck. I think that just goes to show you that, you know, they're doubling down on the company, which is what you want to see, right? With the extra cash they have at hand, I think it's around 50 million cash. They are using some of that to buy back the shares of the company. And you could even see that the CEO is continuing to buy shares of the company, right? Even today, I believe there was a post that he bought around 400,000 shares today. Let's see if I could find that real quick for you guys. But this is what you want to see. Like, these guys are betting on themselves. And you know, you don't really see that from many companies that are doing it so transparently, which is why I think DeFi Technologies here, yeah, it's highlighted around 443,000 was the CEO direct ownership. These are some things that, you know, it makes this company so undervalued, man. If you add another 1 billion in AUM, and they, you know, potentially yield a 10% on that, there goes another 100 mil to on top of the 140 that they've already generated this year, right? So there's before you know it, this year they can generate potentially what their market cap is, right? There's a potential that they might generate $640 million USD, which is insane. Like, and that's what their market cap is, right? So there's severe mispricing going on here. So now what I want to highlight is the technical features of this stock. And I think that that's super important also to highlight, because we have fundamentals matching with the technicals here. All right. So one thing I want to post and kind of we'll look at Galaxy DeFi or Galaxy Digital Holdings, and let's look at them back from their last bull market, right? Their last bull market, from the low to the high, they performed extremely well. They had like around a 7,000% move to the upside from, and this all happened within, what's this here? 393 trading days. The stock went up 7,500% plus, right? That went from 60 cents all the way up to $46.70, right? So there's an extreme run here, and why I wanted to highlight this is look at the run. There's severe pullbacks on this run. There's retesting of former resistance on this run, and it took 393 days. Okay, so now when we look at DeFi, and why I brought that up is because I think that there's a case that DeFi is this cycle's Galaxy Digital Holdings. And part of the reason why I think that is because it seems like the theme of this cycle is the ETFs and a lot of this stuff being approved in the States. And I think that DeFi Technologies is like their whole entire brand is creating ETFs that are basically it's making things so much easier to the average investor to, you know, dabble into crypto, and it's potentially creating, you know, a tunnel for people who aren't as risk averse to get right into crypto, right? And that's the theme of this cycle, I feel like. So what we're going to highlight here is from the low, we're going to go 393 days. And we're going to see what that looks like. We have 393 days. That brings us approximately to November 2024. Okay, so we've already performed very well from the low. This stock has performed so well. We're already up 2,000% from the lows. You have a beautiful consolidation period here. We retest, right? There's proof that there's retesting previous resistance and supports. You have another resistance up here that was retested, which is, and it's all acting, it's acting very well from a technical perspective, right? We have these rejections here. We break above, we retest. We're creating higher highs and higher lows on a daily time frame, weekly time frame as well, right? But what I want to highlight here is I think a major area we need to pay attention to in this stock is right around this zone. Last cycle, if you look here, we had a very similar pattern where we had the low, high, higher low, higher high, and we retested this previous higher low before we got that higher high. And I think that something like that could potentially happen here, where you see we have this strong move to the upside, we have the higher low, we create this higher high, we might come back down into this $1 range, and it would add up because that also would be a major resistance point that we're looking at from back here, right? So this is a potential play. If you scroll this all the way back, it comes all the way back to these prices, which makes complete sense, right? So this is an area of confluence in the stock's price. It's potential that now that we've made this strong push to around $2.40, this stock might want to consolidate a bit and create a larger pattern before we get that continuation to the upside. I do think that there's going to be a continued run, and why I think that we look at the 2-day or the 3-day time frame and look at the volume coming in here on DeFi Technologies, right? We're getting significant volume at very low prices, right? Something that's very interesting in one of the posts is, if you look at a Coinbase or a Robinhood, right, those are trading at significant multiples on their price to book. Right, so 39 times their price to earnings. I apologize. Imagine this does a 25x on their price to earnings. So 25x from here would bring the stock to close to $50, right? So imagine that could happen within the next year. We see BTC. If we see the holy trinity of all-time highs happening, which is BTC, Ethereum, and Solana, all trading at all-time highs, I think there's a case where we could see DeFi trading above $10, and it would add up with all the technicals and fundamentals at that as well, right? So I think what we're looking for here in the coming weeks, coming days, as we see BTC consolidate, as we see Solana, Ethereum consolidate, we want to see us potentially come back into this $1 zone as a dip buy opportunity, potentially creating, a falling wedge here. Maybe we create a falling wedge into this zone. This is something we want to, look out for. We also could potentially just continue higher, which is also a possibility. If that is the case, where we're going to just continue riding higher, what I would be looking for is, watching this 2-day 21 EMA and potentially seeing it, just grind up slowly like this, and we use it as support. And if that's the case, where the 21 EMA continues to do something like this, we might see, DeFi stock price continue to make moves in a fashion like this, right? Where we just create something like this and it continues to do that, right? So from a technical perspective, this is what we're looking for when we're talking about DeFi Technologies. I'm very excited about this company. I'm very excited about this trade. And I think you guys should be definitely paying attention to this as it's right in front of us. Peace, guys.